What's up, everybody? Welcome back. It's Joseph, your friendly neighborhood structural integrator. Today, I want to talk about something that I've seen transform people's lives: the combination of structural integration and breathwork. On their own, both of these practices are incredibly powerful. And when you bring them together, the results can be literally next level life-changing. So let's dive into why these two practices are such natural partners. Breathwork basics. First, let's talk about breathwork. Breathwork isn't just about oxygen. It's about retraining how we breathe, how our nervous system responds, and how we process both stress and energy. Most people are shallow breathers, stuck in chest breathing, with a tight diaphragm, compressed rib cage, and this keeps the nervous system on this state of alert, limits oxygen exchange, really gets in the way of overall functionality. Breathwork practices, whether it's conscious connected breathing, box breathing, yogic pranayama, Wim Hof breathing, these help us to move into deeper diaphragmatic breathing. The benefits are massive: improved oxygenation, lower stress levels, increased vagal tone, release of stored trauma, and even states of deep clarity or transcendence. From my experience, what I've seen is that most people have a low-grade anxiety or depression, and a lot of times that little bit of mental stuckness can get changed with even 5 minutes of active breath work. Now, here's where structural integration comes into play. Breath happens in the body. Your diaphragm, your rib cage, your intercostal muscles, spine, pelvis, hips, they all have to move freely for deep and effortless breath. But here's the problem. Fascia, the connective tissue web that runs throughout your whole body, often gets restricted from years of poor posture, stress, injury, and even emotional holding patterns. If your rib cage is glued down by fascial tension, or your diaphragm is restricted by tightness in the psoas or lumbar fascia, no amount of breath work will feel truly free. Structural integration works by freeing up those restrictions. We lengthen and balance the fascia around the ribs, spine, and pelvis. We give the diaphragm room to descend. We create space between the ribs and the hips for expansion. And when this happens, the breath can naturally drop into its best place without even forcing it. In other words, structural integration clears the path so that breath work can do its magic more effectively. The synergy of the two. Breath work also amplifies the effects of structural integration. When you breathe deeply and consciously during and after sessions, you integrate the structural changes into your nervous system. Think of it like this: structural integration changes the hardware of your body, opening up new space, restoring alignment. Breath work is the software upgrade that teaches your nervous system how to use the new space. Together, they create a feedback loop. You breathe better because your body is open. Your body stays open because you breathe better. Clients often report that combining the two helps them feel lighter, calmer, more grounded, and energized all at once. I'll give you a couple examples without using names. One client had done a lot of transformational breath work, but they always hit a wall. They literally couldn't get their breath into their lower abdomen, and they always had discomfort in their lower ribs. After a few sessions of structural integration, focusing on the diaphragm and the rib cage, suddenly their breathwork sessions went even deeper than ever. Another client came in with anxiety and shallow chest breathing. By opening up the fascia around her sternum, neck, and shoulders, her breathwork practice stopped feeling like breath work and started feeling easy and really enjoyable. She described it as her breath finally feels like it's found its home. This is why structural integration and breathwork are an amazing partnership. One unlocks the body and the other unlocks the nervous system. Together, they both open the door to freedom and feeling peace in the body and mind. If you're curious about exploring this combination, I highly recommend finding a practitioner of both. Try pairing your breathwork practice with a series of structural integration sessions and see how your body responds. If you've experienced this yourself, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. And if you want to see more videos on how the body, mind, and breath all work together, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching and keep breathing deeply.